Well, hello there everyone, and welcome to 2023. This is going to be the first herping vlog of the new year. Currently, I am in southeastern Massachusetts, and the temperature is around 30 degrees, so not really ideal conditions for herping. However, that is all going to change. I'm about to embark on a near 2,000-mile drive all the way down the rest of the East Coast to South Florida. The reason why I'll mention probably at the end of this herping vlog, but we're going to do some herping starting in South Georgia and then throughout the state of Florida. So right now I'm going to drive for the next 18 hours or so and work my way down to South Georgia. We'll be herping for a few days and then work our way to Florida. So I'm really excited. The weather down there is looking pretty good, perfect conditions for herps, and I'm just really excited to start off the new year. So I'm going to get back to driving and we'll work our way down to South Georgia. All right, everyone, it is day 2 of the drive. We are in North Carolina right now. We got a little bit of a ways to go before we get to South Georgia, but we have a beautiful day of driving. I'll say one thing, that I woke up this morning and there was frost on the ground, and this is the time of year, this in like the late summer, where everywhere in the East Coast, pretty much all from like New England down to northern Florida is the same temperature, pretty much. Especially at night. There really isn't that much difference. It was just as cold in North Carolina this morning as it was when I left my house in New England yesterday. But we got, like I said, a little bit of a drive until we get to South Georgia, so I'm pretty excited and about to get started. Alright everyone, we have made it and are now in South Georgia. This is just the perfect example of what the coastal plain habitat looks like here. This is a longleaf pine forest that we're exploring right now. Temperatures are currently around 60 degrees, which is, with the clear skies that we have, honestly some good basking conditions for snakes. What's going to happen is as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be in South Georgia for a few days, just exploring and honestly just looking for stuff. I don't specifically have any targets in mind. There are, of course, several species I would like to see, but we're just going to go around and see what I can find, and I'll share with you anything that I do come across. But just take a look at the habitat here. This is just stunning. I love South Georgia's coastal plain landscapes. Well, time to flip our first cover object of 2023. Nothing under it. Alright, so specifically this couch right here has produced in the past. We last year flipped a coach whip under here actually, and we also flipped some skinks, but it looks like it's in really rough shape. I was kind of anticipating what was going to be under here. Looks a little wet. Now it's broken up into like a bunch of different parts. I don't see anything. That was disappointing. I was hoping there'd be at least something under here. Oh well. There's just perfect habitat of the Georgia coastal plain down here. I know that there are snakes because I've cruised pygmy rattlesnakes, and obviously we flipped the coach whip at that couch. Okay everyone, this is going to be officially the end of day one camping along the Georgia coast right now. It is just absolutely beautiful out tonight. Temperatures are in the 50s right now, which is perfect camping weather. And yeah, unfortunately we got skunked. Couldn't find anything under any cover objects I flipped. I think it was too cold to cruise stuff anyhow, so I wasn't expecting that. But I mean, just being out here and seeing this gorgeous landscape of the coastal plain of Georgia, the longleaf pine forest, the sandhills, but seeing all those different places is just really cool. And I'm pretty excited to see what else we can find here. Again, gonna call it an end for today, and I'll pick up tomorrow and hopefully we can find some more stuff. Good morning everyone. It is day 2 here in the coastal plain of South Georgia for me, and we've got a nice overcast day with pretty mild temperatures, but right now nothing really has gone according to plan. I was actually hoping to get this day started about 2 hours ago, but my sleeping pad must have a microscopic hole in it because when I put the cap on it to prevent it from inflating, it's still inflated. So packing up took forever this morning, and it's been kind of really frustrating to be honest, but today's not going to be a herp focused day. We're just going to go out, and if I find something, that'll be great, but I'm going to be doing other stuff today. The next 2 days after that's going to be more herping focused, but just look at the habitat around this campsite that I'm at. Really cool. All right, enough talking. I'm going to get this day started finally, and I will show you something if I find it. Okay everyone, we have finally our first live herps of 2023. I don't know how well you can see that, but on that log way over there looks to be some turtles that are basking. I believe these are most likely yellow-bellied sliders or Florida cooters of some sort, but I'm going to zoom in with my camera so we can get a better look at them. But yeah, finally, first live herps of 2023. These 3 turtles that are basking on an overcast, misty morning. But that's really cool. Okay everyone, so on this platform out there we have another turtle. I believe this is another yellow-bellied slider like the ones that we found earlier. You can see him right there. I've taken some footage using my camera so you can get a better look at him. Hey everyone, so pretty exciting actually, so let me zoom in here for a second and focus. So you see there's a turtle that's basking on the platform, and to the left of it, and I'm going to zoom in some more, this is probably not going to come out great, and I'll blow it up with the camera, but right over there, this in the center of the screen is an alligator. It's our first American alligator of 2023. So that's really exciting. And here in South Georgia, alligators can be pretty common. But on days like this, which are overcast with on and off rain, I'm not surprised that we are not seeing them in great numbers, but nonetheless, really exciting to get our first alligator of the year, and hopefully this is the first of many to come. Good morning, everyone. It is day 3 of being in the coastal plain of South Georgia, and we are in some gorgeous pine barren habitat down here. Basically, today what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be exploring some sandhill habitat, just looking around for stuff that may be basking around the entrances or of gopher tortoise burrows, things like that. We actually have a gopher tortoise burrow here, and no one appears to be at the surface or near the entrance of it. Temperatures right now, it's a pretty interesting conditions. We got kind of overcast / partly cloudy, but the temperature is in the 70s right now. So I think that's pretty interesting because it recently rained this morning. So I think what's interesting about that is as it gets warmer and starts to dry up a little bit, I'm hoping that's going to cause some snakes to want to come out and bask. But yeah, just can't get enough of this habitat right here, and I will show you if I find it. So we haven't found anything yet, but it's the views like this that are basically postmark images for longleaf pine habitats when you think of longleaf pine forests in the southeastern United States. We got a gopher tortoise burrow right over here, and the ground is really wet right now. You can kind of tell by the sand, but nothing around the entrance of the burrow, nothing basking around. But we'll keep on going, and we're to go to actually a couple different sites today, I'm hoping, and I'm also hoping that one of those sites turns up something. But yeah, right now weather's pretty good, starting to get a little hot, and hopefully that's going to trigger some more stuff to become active. Well, here's the first footage of a lizard in 2023. This is a skink. I'm trying to focus in here on it. Alright, everyone. So I got the 5-line skink in hand. I'm pretty sure that this is a young southeastern 5-line skink, but I'm trying to focus in on him here. I just didn't want to put him back under the log while he was still in his... I didn't want to flip the log when he was still under it and potentially crush him, but he's pretty sluggish right now, and it's really cool to finally be able to get a lizard in hand. And 5-line skinks are pretty common here in South Georgia, but I don't have them where I live in New England. So just to be able to see them is pretty cool, especially on a day where it's been so slow. But there he is. That's the tail. He hasn't lost his tail or through it, so that's an accomplishment. Trying to get his... There we go. So the scale rows look pretty uniform, so that's in terms of their size. That's why I'm calling him a southeastern 5-line. But yeah, he's pretty sluggish right now, but if I try to put him on the ground for photos, I'm sure he's going to take off. But I may try right here to get some photos of him. If not, I'm just going to release him under his log. But we'll see what he does. And yeah, first herp I've been able to get in hand in 2023. Southeastern 5-line skink. Yeah, he's not too happy right now, so I'm just going to put him right under his log. And hopefully he'll let go of my thumb. Yep, I don't know if he's going to do that. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Let go. Here's a log. Let go. He's determined to hold on. Beautiful, beautiful lizard, but I'm just trying to get him to go under the log, and he's not letting go of my thumb right now. Come on, you can do it. Well, this is a little inconvenient. So, off in the distance, I don't know how well you can hear that, but there appears to be spring peepers and some species of cricket frog mixed in that are calling in some wetlands that are probably somewhere back there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So this is really exciting. It's not a herp, but that is our first armadillo of 2023. How's it going? I know that these are invasive, but it's still always cool to see an armadillo. They're just so unique looking compared to every other mammal that we have, and for the most part they have very poor eyesight, and you can walk right up to them and they most of the time won't even know that you're there. So see how close we can get before this guy takes off. Looks like there may be some type of a gopher tortoise burrow that he's next to that he may be utilizing. So yeah, really cool. Hey everyone, as you can probably hear, it is raining right now, so I think this is going to be the end of day 3 of herping here in South Georgia. So well, I think what's going to happen is I'm going to go back out tomorrow, spend some time in the morning in the sandhills and see if that makes a difference, because I think we just got out too late. And then I'll probably head back to the coast, and after that I'll have one more day in Georgia. So hopefully we'll get better luck tomorrow, and I'll touch back with you then. Well, good morning everyone. It is the aftermath from that rainstorm last night, and currently at the present time things have really not been going according to plan on this trip. My tent flooded last night, which wasn't fun, and the trip is starting to really turn into more of a bust than anything else, even though we have seen a few things. But I think really the only chance I have seen something today is if something is out moving, because maybe their burrow or their hiding spot got flooded. But if on the off chance I do happen to find something, I'll show it to you. We're going to be out here for a couple hours and try and explore as much as we can. And if we don't find anything, I'm just going to leave and head back to the coast, and we'll pick up from there. But yeah, here we are in the sandhills, chasing fool's gold. Well, I found something. These little I believe these are sandhill ticks. I don't know the exact name for them, but they are super tiny, as you can see, and you often find them around gopher tortoise burrows and things like that. So yeah, unfortunate, but I'm sure I'm probably have a few of these on me now, but look how small it is. Well, we have something, and I don't recall seeing this yesterday as I walked by this area, but most likely was out. This is the shell of a gopher tortoise.
Are you sure about that?
Unfortunately has died. There's a burrow that is, zoom right over there. You can see the sand, but that's the shell of the tortoise, and it looks completely hollowed out on the inside. You can see, I've never seen a gopher tortoise shell like this completely intact, but this is the shell as I found it. So we have something. Unfortunately, it's a dead gopher tortoise, or the remains of a gopher tortoise, but... So on second thought, everyone, I actually started sharing pictures of what I thought was the dead gopher tortoise to some people, and someone pointed out that this actually may be a chicken turtle, just because it is not as domed as a gopher tortoise would be. And the more that I'm looking at it, I'm honestly on the fence, but I am kind of leaning that this could potentially be a chicken turtle. And one of the reasons why is that chicken turtles lay their eggs usually in the late fall and the winter. I'd have to double check that, but because of that, they tend to known to travel in upland habitats and even going into sandhill areas. So given the fact that this is not really as elongated, I mean, not as domed as gopher tortoises would be, along with the fact that the plastron is this bright, the shape that it's in more elongated too, I'm thinking that this is probably a chicken turtle, which is really cool nonetheless. Either way, well, we got our first salamander of 2023, and it's this slimy salamander over here. They're called slimy salamanders because when they're threatened, they secrete this gooey, sticky substance from their tails, in which I knew was going to happen as soon as I grabbed it. You can kind of see it on my thumb there, but really cool to finally get our first salamander of the year. And slimy salamanders are pretty cool. I was going to try and avoid grabbing him, but I had no choice and knew I was going to pay the price for it. But it's been a very slow day, so to get a slimy salamander is pretty cool. And yeah, so this guy, he's just on this log right over here. And yeah, really cool. I'm going to try and get some quick photos of him and then release him under the log, and we'll keep on going. So here is a slimy salamander in hand. As you can see, my fingers are now completely covered with the gooey, noxious substance that they secrete, but I didn't want to crush him if I flipped him on top of the log when I was posing him for photos. So the best thing to do is I picked him up, flipped the log back over, and we're going to release him now under the log. So looks like his tail's a little stuck too. Come on. There he goes. Under the log. Well, it's about time. That is a green anole. Our first green anole. He's now moving over here. Of 2023. There he is on the rock. We know it's a green anole. Just their head is more elongated. Also, brown anoles here are very scarce in South Georgia. Green anoles are far more dominant. This one, now green anoles also can change their color, and it's more behavioral related than it is just matching their environment, but that's really cool. We just also flipped a little brown skink, but it got away, so it's good that we got a lizard on camera. See if I can get this guy in hand and get some more footage. Well, there's an armadillo foraging on the side of the road, completely oblivious to our presence. It's what they do. How's it going, armadillo? Yeah, like I said, they're not really the brightest. Okay, everyone, I think that's going to be the end of day 3 or whatever day it is here in South Georgia. From a herping perspective, things were a little underwhelming. Only a couple of species. We just got beautiful views of the sunset as it is setting now. So I figured we'd end here on a positive note. And yeah, I will touch back with you from our last day in Georgia, which will be tomorrow. So see you then. Good morning, everyone. It is our last day here in South Georgia on a very misty morning with temperatures in the mid-60s. Perfect weather, but I don't know how good it's going to be for herps that live down here. But nonetheless, as I have said before throughout this video, things have not been going according to plan here in Georgia. And before I head down to Florida, the one snake I really wanted to see in Georgia was a canebrake rattlesnake or timber rattlesnake. And the reason being is because every other snake I've been targeting in Georgia I can find in Florida, but I can't see canebrakes where I'm going to be heading to. I'm just too far south of their range. So what I'm going to be doing now is just try. This is an area supposedly where they've been seen, so I'm just going to look around. At this point, I'm not expecting to find anything, just as the trip has been going. But if I do find something, I'll be sure to share it with you. Hey everyone, this is really exciting. We have our first gopher tortoise of 2023. It's in this burrow right here. I don't think you can see it at all, but you can see the path that's coming out of it. Alright everyone, so I just found this little tiny wetland here, and we have a few species, or I should say a couple. So we have a turtle that's right over here, or 2 turtles, and then as you can see there's an alligator that's right there. So that's a good sign. We got the gopher tortoise earlier, now we have a gator and 2 turtles. I'm assuming that these are sliders or of some sort, yellow-bellied sliders. That's what I would assume that they would be, but we'll walk around this wetland and see what else is poking around. Hey everyone, we have our first snake of 2023. It is a southern black racer that it's sunning itself along the edge of this trail. Well, that's really exciting. Finally, a snake. And of course, it's a southern black racer, one of the most common snakes that I encountered in Georgia last year. It's pretty alerted to our presence, and I'm sure it's going to take off pretty quickly, but I'm going to try and put my camera down slowly, my camera back down, and slowly, and then get some footage of this snake. But yeah, a southern black racer just found along the edge of this trail. Really cool. Finally got a snake. Super excited. Okay everyone, well this is going to be the end of my herping in Georgia. I'm about to cross into Florida. So I will say that from a herping's perspective, it was not, I didn't reach my goals and things didn't go quite according to plan, but it was still enjoyable to herp in Georgia. What I'm gonna do right now is end the video, this part of the video here. I'm gonna break this first herping vlog into 2 parts. Part 1's gonna be Georgia, and then I'm gonna pick up in Florida for part 2. So if you've liked what you've seen so far, thank you so much. I'm hoping to find more stuff down in Florida, And if you want to see that video and other herping related content, then feel free to subscribe to my channel if you want, and like the video and check out some of my other content. I will see you all in Florida shortly. Bye.